what more would you want in a bottle? Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa, for those of you new here, and thank you so much for watching. In today's video, we are doing a speed reviews, and I know I need to be a little bit better about doing these a little bit more often. I honestly it's one of those things is I start testing products out and I just keep going, and I totally space on just giving updated thoughts. Like with first impressions, a lot of times it ends up staying the same, but on some products I have actually changed my mind on them as I've used them. So I'm trying to get better at doing some more speed reviews, but here we are. I have a ton of products, and I should start diving right into them. So if you like speed reviews, please like this video and also subscribe for new videos every single week. I'm doing 2 videos a week, so hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. I'm doing vlogs, a lot of lifestyle stuff, beauty, DIY, lots of sewing projects, and of course renovating / organizing, cleaning. I do a hodgepodge of things, as I like to say. So I'd love to join a little family that's growing here, and also follow me on Instagram for more up-to-date things. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm gonna first start off with some hair care products, and I'm going to start with this Ouai Detoxing Shampoo. And I got this in a FabFitFun box. As you can see, I have used a decent amount, and I really like this stuff. I've been using this once a week initially, and I've been using a little scalp scrubber, the silicone scalp scrubbers. I will post a picture right here. I've been using that with this, and I feel like my scalp is a lot healthier, and I really like this stuff, and I recommend this if you're looking for a very detoxing shampoo. And I would go in with my normal shampoo. So I have layered the different shampoos, and I feel like my hair is growing a lot more. I feel like my scalp is not as itchy. However, I will say the fact that I was using it once a week, I have found that my hair overall is starting to get drier. And so what I'm thinking I'm doing is cutting back and only maybe using this maybe once or twice a month max. And I've done that a couple months now, and I'm noticing that my hair is not as dry, but I still feel like my scalp is really clean. I feel like my hair is growing a lot faster too, especially with detoxifying the scalp. And so my hair is able to grow more, and I feel like it's contributed to my hair being a lot healthier looking, and there's a ton of growth. As you can see, a lot of my blonde / reddish highlights are way down here, so I have had a ton of growth, and I feel like this is helping with that. So if you haven't tried it already, please do. And I actually saw today that they have a huge refillable bottle, and I think once I run out of this, I'll keep the bottle and I will refill it again with that. So if you haven't tried this out already, really recommend. Okay, on to the second hair product, and this is the Indulge Truffle Mask, and it's infused with black truffle extract, and this is just a detoxifying kind of hair mask, which I think also might have attributed to my extra dryness between the detox of the Ouai shampoo as well as this mask. I typically focus my hair masks on more towards the end, so talking about here down, and then what I've done with this is just taking the rest after I've put it down here and put it on my scalp. Again, I feel like this really helped, and this is a really nice creamy formula. It is cruelty-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free, and color safe. So if you have color treated hair, which I for the most part do not, this is mostly my natural color. It's definitely a lot darker than it used to be. I used to be a lot blonder. And it says to apply generously to washed hair, and then rinse it after 3 minutes. This has done some really nice things. I'm seeing an improvement. I'm not 100% sold yet, just because of the very detoxifying feeling of it. And when I have used it, my hair has felt soft, but I feel like it could be softer, if that makes sense. So overall, I would give this a B. Okay, and now we're gonna go on to like skincare slash body care, and I'm first start with body, which I think is the only, this is the only body product. This is the Espa Natural Beauty Intercom Exfoliating Body Polish. It is a revitalizing body exfoliator to smooth and refresh. And it says to massage it onto damp skin. So this is just a body exfoliator. And as you can see, it's not the biggest bottle. And this formula is so liquidy. And it's a very, like, I don't want to say thin, but it's very, very, very liquidy with the granules in it. And I feel like I'm like down to here already, and I've maybe had this and used this like maybe 2-3 months, and I feel like with previous exfoliators I can go longer than that. And on top of it, I don't think it fully exfoliated as well as like my Tree Hut one, so I don't think this is worth it. And I mean, it's only 3.3 ounces, so maybe you can travel with it. I don't like the liquidy formula. It's got these brown granules in it, but as you can see, like I've used up like a ton already, and I haven't even had it for very long. And it smells nice. It's not my favorite, so I wouldn't recommend this, especially if you have normal to dry skin, leaning dry skin, because this isn't gonna really exfoliate as well as like the Tree Huts. I would definitely recommend the Tree Huts over that. I did like the fact that this was in like a squeeze tube. It is my preferred packaging for something like this. So, but yeah, so I would say I'm gonna pass and not repurchase it. I'll just use it up. All right, on to skincare. We have the Elemis Superfood Facial Wash. It is a prebiotic gel cleanser. This is another FabFitFun find, and as you can see, I've used a decent amount, and also my husband has used this and he liked it. He thinks so this one doesn't really have a fragrance. It's very natural smelling, so beware of that if you are like not into that kind of smell. I prefer like not really fragrances in my skincare, so I don't mind it. It's the green, it matches the bottle, and I feel like it does a really good job of cleansing my skin. It hasn't dried it out, and I like the overall, like the fact that it comes with a pump. This is a nice plastic bottle. It's not huge. This says it helps leave the skin feeling balanced and replenished. The complexion looks revived with an outdoor fresh glow. And I would say yes, it doesn't dry my skin out. Do I feel like my skin is glowy? I don't think so, and here's why. I think after I take it out, is my skin like overly like rejuvenated, hydrated? I don't think so. I think what ends up taking my skin to the next level of glowiness that I prefer are a lot of my other skincare products, like my vitamin C serum and my moisturizer. So do I think this is a really nice cleanser? Absolutely, it does the job. I don't think it's good for makeup removers. Use a makeup cleansing oil or a balm and then go in with this, and your skin feels amazing. But just doing this, like either double cleansing with this or just using this on its own for makeup, I really wouldn't do it, because it just isn't enough. But I think it's a really great just basic facial cleanser. So I really like this. If you haven't tried this out, I would recommend. I don't think it beats my CeraVe one, but it is a strong second, third place. Okay, on to eye cream. I have been using the Paragon MD Cold Plasma Plus eye cream, and it's an advanced eye cream. This is a really nice eye cream. It is a nice lotiony, creamy formula, and I really like it. I've been putting it on my under eyes day and night, and then I do have some frown lines right here, as well as some smile lines, which you'll see in the close-ups that I have been applying it, and I really like it. It is a nice formula, really creamy. I feel like my eyes are really hydrated, and I think my wrinkles are getting better. That could be just my head playing tricks on me, but I think my wrinkles are getting a little bit better, and they are not as prominent, especially in my smile lines. I really notice it when I put some put some of this on there, and same with my frown lines. I feel like they are getting better and a lot more hydrated. So if you haven't tried this out and you're looking for a good eye cream, I recommend this. I know this is a little bit more on the expensive side. I would say like for like eye creams, I almost feel like it's worth it going to a higher price point. However, I haven't fully tested all the drugstore ones. So after I finish this, my plan is to try some different drugstore eye creams and see if they're better than this one. But I really like this. Yeah, I've been enjoying it, and yeah, so it comes with a nice glass jar. And it's not really big, so great for travel as well. All right, the last skincare product is the Lawless Forget the Filler Overnight Lip Plumping Mask. And this started out not so good. This started out really drying my lips out, and I was really concerned because I'm like, this shouldn't be drying my lips out as much as it does. However, so with this, I have found that the more you use it, like consistently use it, your lips kind of get used to it, which I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing. It just really depends. Honestly, my lips are okay now. I am a little concerned that, yeah, I had to pretty much dry my lips out and then my lips get used to it. And then like the plumping is not that harsh. I do think it does hydrate and smooth my lips like as I'm wearing it, but if I'm not wearing it, it would dry me out. Now that's not the case. I think my lips have gotten used to it, and I think it's really smoothing. So I would just kind of caution you that this might dry you out at first, but if you consistently wear it, then you'll be okay. It's one of the reasons why I got the mini, is because I wasn't 100% sure. By the way, this is in Sweet Dream. I just wasn't sure if this would be like work for me, especially just plumping, if I just wanted constantly like putting on plumping, like a lip mask or a lip balm. But I found it's okay. I've used a decent amount of it. I'm actually probably getting close to hitting pan on it. And for me, I just would rather go back to like the Laneige lip sleeping mask or try the Milani avocado lip mask, because I don't want to go through that process. Like my lips kind of went through it. So I don't know. I'll use it up, but I'm not 100% sure that I would repurchase it, just for the fact that once I use it up and I don't have it, like what is going to happen to my lips? Are they going to get super dry? So let me know down below if you have dealt with like the same thing with the dryness with this overnight lip plumping mask. Again, I still like my Laneige one, and I do plan on repurchasing that one. Okay, now on to makeup. We have quite a bit of things, so I'm just going to try to be as speedy as I can, but I have some really good finds. Okay, no surprise here if you've been watching some of my recent videos. The Revlon Skin Caring Foundation, like the Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. I love this stuff. I've been practically wearing this stuff every single day. Every time I put makeup on, I've been reaching for this. To me, this looks like the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, just with a little bit more coverage, and it evens out my skin tone. It is a perfect shade match for me. I mean, right now it doesn't seem like it in the bottle, but once I put it on, it's a perfect shade match, evens everything out, covers the things I want to cover, but allows my freckles to peek through without looking weird, and it's just, I love it. And I feel like my skin is really, really hydrated. It has hyaluronic acid and squalane. And I feel like, especially my forehead area, it can get really wrinkly. And I feel like this helps hydrate and smooth them out. Same thing with my smile lines. I just feel like when I put this on, my skin looks healthy. And I mean, what more would you want in a bottle? This states it's medium coverage, natural finish, reduces the appearance of wrinkles over time, deeply hydrates skin. I agree. Natural finish, I'm not 100% sure on that, because every time I put it on, it's very, very glowy. And right now I actually have the NYX Mineral Veil powder on it, and like glow is still coming through. Like that's not, like it was happening even before I put on highlights. So I really like this stuff. If you haven't tried it out, really recommend. Drugstore, and it's got 1 fluid ounce. It comes with a pump glass bottle, so it's really nice, and it's become my favorite base product that I've tried in 2023 so far, and that's a big thing to say. Let's go on to concealers. Now I have 2 concealers. First is the Makeup Revolution in Real Life Filter Finish Soft Matte Concealer, and this is in the shade C7. I am wearing it on this side, and you'll see application in the close-ups. This has a really interesting flat foot applicator. Straight up looks like a foot in there, so it's a really big applicator, which I really like. And it goes on fairly smooth, fairly easily, blends out really easily. I do think it's not a ton of coverage, like it's not high coverage. Like I don't think this is full coverage. I think this is medium coverage. So if I want something full coverage, this is not one I'm reaching for. Do I think that it's long wear? I mean, I'm not 100% think it's super long wear. I have found that only certain powders work well with this, or else it just creases right away. Overall, I think this concealer is fine. It doesn't beat my Holy Grails, no. Will I use it? Yes, because it's great for just everyday medium coverage, and it's, like I said, it's fine. It doesn't blow me away. One thing I am finding that I'm not exactly liking the matte, super matte aspect of it. It can make my under eyes look really crepey, again, depending on the powder I use. I do want to, you know, now I'm thinking about it, I should have tried just using it without any powder. I'm a little concerned because it is very humid here in Texas, and I'm also very active. So I feel like it'll just sweat off, but it's worth a shot, and I'll have to maybe give an update on that, maybe on Instagram or something. I think that's fine. I mean, for $8, it's not a bad concealer. It just doesn't beat like NYX or the e.l.f. Holy Hydration one. I think it's because of the matte finish, and you know what, I should have known that. So that's a little bit on me, but I really wanted to test out to see, you know, the whole filter finish, long wearing, and waterproof aspect of it is really nice, because especially it's needed for what I do now. So have you had kind of the same thing with the whole crepiness on the under eye? Like, let me know down below in the comments. The last concealer is the Essence Keep Me Covered Concealer with aloe vera. It has no fragrances, silicones, mineral oil, and it's vegan. This is in the shade 40 Shell. I'm wearing it on this side, and this is even less coverage, in my opinion, than the Makeup Revolution. So this is like medium leaning, very light coverage. I would have to have it really sit on my skin for a while. Overall, I think this one looks a little bit nicer. This one doesn't look as crepey to me, and this is one where I can use kind of almost any powder, except for there's one powder, I think it's the e.l.f. Camo powder, that I can't use these two together. And so it's not as finicky as the Makeup Revolution, but between the two, I think if this had more coverage, I think it would beat out this Makeup Revolution one. But it's still a fine concealer. It's Essence, so it's very affordable. Again, fine. Also, the shade I don't think is right for me. I think it's a little too light. That's why on this side you're getting a little bit more of a brightening effect. But it's, again, fine. It doesn't beat my Holy Grails though. Again, fine though. Like I'll use it. Is it fully in my rotation? I can't say like it's in, like if I'm going to go to an event or I'm going to travel, I'm not sure I would put either of these in my makeup bag. I hope that, you know, kind of answers that question. All right, on to cream blush. I have the Ulta Beauty Too Cheeky for lips and cheeks in the shade Close Up. It is a cream stick blush that you can use on your lips and cheeks. I haven't really used it on my lips because it just doesn't seem like my kind of color. Just swatch it for you real quick. It's a nice pretty pink color, and it reminds me a lot of the NARS, the Multiple, except this one is a little bit more of a mauvey pink. It blends out really nicely, has a nice glow to it, and it's a really pretty mauvey color, great for every day, especially if you're really into cool tones, which recently I just have been really into pinky cool tones, and which is funny because I'm not really like a pink girl, like I don't wear pink besides my lips and blush, if that makes sense. So it's a nice, just flush, very natural looking, and It's really easy to blend out, so I can apply this really quickly and be very on the go. So if you haven't tried these out, I do want to try their bronzer sticks in this same formula and see how I like those after I've gone through some of my other bronzers, because I have plenty of bronzers. I really like this, and I am interested in trying other shades in this, so if you haven't tried it out, really recommend. Oh, I don't know if I've mentioned, everything will be linked down below, by the way, that I'm mentioning, if you want to check it out. All right, on to powder bronzer. I have two here. The first is the Ulta Beauty Baked Bronzer. This is supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, a dupe for the Hourglass Ambient Line Bronzers. So that's what it's supposed to be a dupe for. I have not tried those out. I don't know if it's an exact dupe. With this particular bronzer, I really like it. That is, I believe it's on this side. Yes. It is not super pigmented, but it gives a nice glow. It's one of those things, depending on the brush I use. If I use a pretty dense or heavy brush, I can get it to be very, very prominent. I think it looks really nice. I think it gives the skin a nice glow. It brings some color back into my skin, especially if I'm using something like a little too light. I think it helps with that. Is it like opaque in terms of the brown aspect? Not really. It does give a nice glow to the skin, so I really like it for every day. I've used it a ton. I've reached for it a ton. So it's a really nice bronzer, and it's worth it. And then also too, this is like my first baked formula. So this was, and I'm really liking this baked formula, and I think it looks really nice on my skin. It doesn't look too powdery, it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look overly glowy. I think it just looks really nice and healthy on my skin. So if you haven't tried this bronzer, I know this is not brand new, but this was new to me, and if you haven't tried it, I really recommend. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments if you've tried any of these products, and if like your experience is really similar to mine, or if it's different. Let's help each other out, especially if we all have different skin types. Again, my skin is really normal. It leans to dry in the winter, but right now it is very normal. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, I really like this bronzer, so recommend if you haven't tried it already. The other bronzer is a very similar product. It's the Essence Kissed by the Light Illuminating Powder, and this is in the shade Sun Kiss. So I believe this is the like medium one. And it is very similar to the Ulta one. However, this is not marbled. This is, it's a highlighter mixed with bronzer pigments. I feel like if this was in a marbled effect, I think I would have liked it more, and here's why. With this, you can pretty much, for the most part, get the same amount of the different colors each time. Where this, it depends on how you swirl it and on obviously the brush. I feel like it's different every single time, and depends on how wide you swipe, how less it's just the angle you swipe, and that's the only thing I don't like about it. However, I think it looks really beautiful. I've noticed today though it went a little patchy for some reason, and I'm wondering, I don't know if maybe I didn't put enough powder or something. I don't know. But anyways, this is the bronzer again I'm wearing on this side. I think once I have the right combination, it looks really nice, and I've reached for it consistently. It's like these two have been battling it out for my true everyday. I did travel with this one, and it turned out really nice. I don't hate it. I think if you figure out how to use it and what brush to use with it, I think this is a great addition. And especially if you like a glowy bronzed look, and with summer coming up. And this is Essence, so this is super affordable. It'd be a great addition if you're looking for that glowy bronzer. I mean, either one of these. This one I would say is a little bit more pigmented in terms of the brown aspect, or the more bronzy aspect, where this one is just the straight up a lot more glowy. So, which you can get just straight up more glowy with this. Again, depends on how you use it or where you put your brush. It's just, I wish you could be a little bit more consistent, because when if I'm put my brush in on one way on one side of my face, and then I for some reason put it in a different way, I get a different result. That also could be 100% me. So, let me know down below if you have any tips with that, if just to be more consistent. But I still think it's a great bronzer. Again, I still reach for it, and I figure out how to even everything out, and it's really beautiful. So recommend this if you have not tried it already. Okay, on to blush. We have two blushes. Also, I just realized both from Ulta Beauty and Essence. So the first one is the Ulta Beauty Flushed Blush, and this is in the shade Pink Smoke. This is a, pale mauve pink, and this is what is on this side of my cheek. And what I really like, this is a true matte blush. However, the glow from underneath, like from the bronzer as well as the foundation, can still peek through, which I really like. I'm not a super matte girl, but I like that combination of mixing the glowy with the matte. That's what I like to do, especially with the cheek area. If I'm going I don't like to go all glowy, and I also don't like to go all matte. I like to mix it up, and I think that just looks more natural to me. I really like this blush. A great everyday pinky blush, especially for spring and then going into summer, and also for winter. I thought this was really pretty for that very cool tone mauve pink. I thought this was really pretty color. So there is a couple of shades I really like and want to try, but again, I have a lot of blush. I'm practically on like a no blush buy, so I'll have to wait to get some other shades. But if you have some shades that you would recommend from the Ulta Beauty line, let me know down below, because I will add it to the shopping list when I release myself from a no blush buy. Okay, and the last blush is the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush, and this is in the shade Rosy Rosewood. Again, pinky mauve. This is a little bit darker than this Ulta Beauty one, as you can see, and it has a little more pink. I have it on this side. Has a glow, baked formula. I mean, Essence cheek products, I don't really have anything bad to say except for what I said about in terms of the stripiness. But other than that, their highlighters are amazing. Their blushes are amazing, especially their blush is called The Blush. Really pretty, and I really liked this. I thought this was a great addition with the fact this glowy pink made me think of like NARS Orgasm if there wasn't any like golden peach to it. That's what it reminds me of, and as you can see, it has a nice sheen to it. I feel like it adds a really nice flush. I mean, I love this formula and I love this color, so I've been again constantly reaching for this, and it's become one of my favorite blushes. Like, I look into my drawer and it's just like I immediately grab it, especially if I'm doing that like pinky cool tone mauve kind of a look, or going a more cool tone look. That's what I tend to reach for, and even if it's a little bit more rosy, I just think it just looks so pretty, and I think it'd be flattering on a ton of skin tone. On to eyes, we have the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paints, and I've been using these for quite a few months now, and I really like them. This is the only shade I have, and it is in the shade Smell Before Rain. Yeah, and this is a cool tone nude. That's what I have on my eyes today. It is great to just put on, pat out, and you're good to go. Great for a quick everyday look, especially like the one I'm doing like I did today, which is very nude. Just want something on my eye. It's not a perfect skin tone match, I will tell you that, and it looks a little bit cooler than the packaging, as you can kind of see. I hope I kind of swatched that right. Very nude, cool tone, but as you can see up against the packaging is, I think, a little bit pinkier, but it's a really pretty color, and I've been really enjoying it just all over the lid. And then I will brush it out where that brush is with this big flat fluffy brush, and it blends really nice. The formulas are really nice, and they dry down, they don't crease. This was one I also tested in rain and practice in this humid Texas weather, and it didn't crease, didn't budge, didn't move, and I wore it all day and into the evening, and it looked amazing. So I really like these formulas. I haven't figured out if this is something that I would want to get in other colors, like would I reach for it? I'm still trying to figure that out. However, if you are into that very artist, if you like liquid eyeshadows, I would say go get these, because these are amazing, and they're fairly affordable. I know she has, this is the brand by Halsey. I know she has her About Face like 94 brand that's in Walmart, which I've been really interested, but it's a little bit lower price point, and I think it's geared towards more younger audience, so very creative, very colorful. But these are really nice. I am interested in trying out more products from About Face, so this was a great start. Yeah, this is already dried down. The thing is that it gives you time to blend it in a way, in any way you want to, and before it dries down, and it looks amazing. And it's a true matte. Okay, on to mascara. I have two, also drugstore. The first one is the Essence Double Trouble Mascara, and this is the waterproof version. I love this mascara. It is really nice. I have it on my top lashes right now, and it makes my lashes look so bold. I have naturally long lashes, and I do have a decent amount of lashes, so anytime I put on mascara, it just looks like bam. This just takes it to another level, especially with the brush. The brush that's on it is like one side is definitely very more comb through, lengthen it, get everything coated in the mascara, and then you turn over to the other side and just brings in the volume, and it just makes me look very wide awake, and I really like it, and it is waterproof. I will say that. I again wore this in rain, didn't smudge, didn't flake, nothing, didn't smear at all. So really recommend this. Again, Essence, like they're killing it, like good price point, and like this is one I constantly reach for. And this was, when this came into my collection, I was reaching for this more than like the Maybelline Sky High, which that has been a holy grail for a long time. The other mascara is the e.l.f. Lash and Roll, and I have it in the shade Deep Brown. I have this on my lower lashes, and I really like this mascara. It's not bam, wow, like in your face, and I think it's probably because of the color. It does a really good job of combing my lashes, and I think this is a dupe for the like a Benefit Roller Lash, I think it was supposed to be. The brush is fairly simple. It's got the curved brush to it. It looks like it's, yeah, they're plastic bristles. Very much like just comb through, get your lashes coated, get them lengthened. And to me, it looks really pretty. For me, the thing I don't like about it is the color, because it says deep brown, but I feel like it looks very blonde to me. And I think that's great for every day. Like that color is great for every day. It adds a little bit of something. But for me, my lashes are already like a blonde kind of color, and I feel like it doesn't really do like a whole lot in terms of the color. But the formula, I'm really looking at like the formula, and it does, I feel like, lengthen. It gives them it makes my lashes look a little bit neater. Again, I have said this like numerous times in some of my like reviews, is I have really long lashes. I have a decent amount of them. So it's really hard for a mascara to look bad on my lashes. So just keep that in mind. If you have like minimal lashes, or not very long, I would say do more research if you're comparing to mine, because it's just, I have a lot of lashes. So if I put on there's some mascaras I just don't like, just because like they're not waterproof, they smudge, they flake, and this one doesn't. Keep that in mind. This one doesn't on me anyway, and it just, like, I can make them look half decent just because I have been blessed with really, really nice lashes. So I just want to put that disclaimer, and be very upfront about that. Like, I do have very nice lashes. It's very hard for mascara to look bad. The only thing I would say is if it gets super clumpy. That's just because it's not my preference. So on to the last eye thing. I have the Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade But First Espresso. It's 02 But First Espresso. And this is waterproof. It's a really dark chocolate brown eyeliner. Really smooth, very creamy. As you can see, I barely put any, and it was just bam. Very opaque is what I have on right now. I feel that tight lining with this eyeliner, it stays really nicely. It doesn't transfer down. For me, actually, though, it does have a hard time staying on the waterline. Like, I've been wearing this for maybe an hour, and it doesn't completely stay on the waterline. So I'm not 100% sure if that's just my waterline. I've put it on the top lash line, and I've put it like right underneath my lashes, and it stays. So, I think this is a really nice eyeliner, and it's really smooth to put on. It's one of those. It's not a wooden, it's more of like a plastic pencil. And so you can sharpen it if you need to. It's just one of those, like for me on my waterline, I have to reapply it, but it goes on smooth. It's not painful. It's just really unfortunate that it doesn't stay really well, you know? It doesn't stay really well on my lower waterline, but on the tight line it does really well. And I feel like that particular color, it's almost black, but it's not totally black, is a really nice effect on my eyes, especially since my eyes are very light brown. I think it helps like make them pop. Also, it makes my lashes actually look even fuller than they are. So that's the eyeliner. And then on to the last product, which is the e.l.f. O-Faced lipstick in the shade Dirty Talk. I have this on and it's a really nice lipstick. It's a satin lipstick, but it feels almost matte to me, and it's got a little bit of shine to it, and it stays really well. It's very comfortable to wear. They have a ton of shades, and it's a great everyday lip. This is more of this shade Dirty Talk is definitely a lot more lighter nude than what I typically like to go for. But for something like more nudie and mauve-y, I think it's a great color for it. I know they have other shades, and I was trying to find one that's like a perfect everyday, like add more pigment to my lips, because my lips don't have a whole lot of opacity. So it's a really pretty color, don't get me wrong, great everyday shade. It's not super bold, not super loud, and it's really comfortable, and it adds something to my lips, and again, it lasts a long time. So I think they're a great lipstick, and I think their colors that they have are really nice as well. I know it's supposed to be a I know it's supposed to be a NARS dupe, which I have a nude version of that, and I think it's pretty close. I think the NARS one is a little bit more matte to me, in my opinion, but I think these are really, really comfortable. It's like almost like a comfortable matte, but I know it's not supposed to be matte. It is satin. There is some sheen to it. I don't know if you can kind of tell, there is some sheen to it. I really like this. I've been grabbing this and putting it in my purse, you know, off to church, work, and just putting, and even just to put something on, just to have something there. It's a great addition. If you haven't tried it, go try them. I know they've been viral and they might have been sold out in your area, but once they're back in stock, try them. Okay, we have made it. Those were products that I have been testing out and I wanted to share my thoughts. I've been loving a lot of them, and there hasn't been a whole lot of duds, which is crazy, because if I did this 10-15 years ago, I feel like I would have a lot more duds than I do winners, because it's just makeup and beauty has come so far, and I feel like, yeah, the competition's high, so everyone is getting better and better with their formulas, especially with Essence and e.l.f., even trying Ulta Beauty's brand as well, which I do plan on doing a full face of Ulta Beauty at some point. Yeah, it's amazing. And the fact that I have now become a foundation girly, is just so crazy to me. But I've been really enjoying testing these products out, and I plan on testing more. Leave some products down below you would like for me to test, and I will add them to the list. And subscribe and stay tuned for a testing makeup video. Also, if you like vlogs, I've been really enjoying vlogs and been filming them a ton and posting them. I really enjoy them, and I like, posting about my different projects I've been doing, and I just like connecting with you guys through the vlogs. And of course, if you love sit-down videos, beauty, testing new makeup, lots of drugstore, again, love if you subscribe and also like this video if you like speed reviews. Again, also comment down below, have you tried any of these products? Did you have the same experience? Did you have a different experience? I would love to know. Yeah, so I am going to go put all this stuff away, but thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.